Ja, meine sehr geehrten Damen und Herren.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from the short break for the last part of our first conference day. I want to say again, thank you very much for the excellent panel discussion and the amazing discussion that I have experienced as very inspiring, a lot away from all of the comments. In the chat, you can see that I am not alone with this opinion. We will now explore the question of what forest and wood have to do with fashion and what both have to do with bioeconomy. Lehner will give us the answer with her introduction on bioeconomy. Lisa is an expert for international forest policy at the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Regions and Tourism in Austria. Lisa studied forestry at the University of Natural Resources and Life Sciences in Vienna and wrote her master thesis on the perception of bioeconomy in the Austrian forest-based sector. She knows what she is talking about when it comes to bioeconomy. Lisa is actively involved in the board of the Austrian Forstfrauen Network, among many other things. Lisa, bioeconomy, this is your topic. Thank you very much. Can you see me? Very well. Excellent. Thank you for the invitation. I will speak in English.
Participants. I'm overwhelmed by your diverse participation. Okay, now I will switch back to German. I will be speaking German today. Liebe Zuschauerinnen und Zuschauer, wir haben heute schon viel gehört über die Rolle.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have already heard a lot today about the role of women in the forestry sector, which has been very exciting, and the various approaches to solving this problem. I would now like to introduce you to an exciting nature-based approach that affects women and men, bioeconomy. Bio and economy, that can be translated quite simply as managing with sustainable, renewable resources. If you take a closer look at this approach, it quickly becomes really complex. It includes a wide variety of production methods, high-end technologies, and new research focuses, including agriculture, forestry, water or marine resources, waste, or biotechnology. So you can see that this is a very broad spectrum. What all areas have in common is the replacement of fossil resources with renewable resources and a responsible, sustainable, future-oriented economy. This is what drives bioeconomy. What we are looking at in more detail today is the forest-based bioeconomy. That is an economic approach that makes greater use of sustainable forestry resources. So what does bioeconomy have to do with fashion? I have already said that it is a broad term and affects almost all areas of our lives. Particularly in the area of fashion, more and more fossil resources have been used in recent decades. You have probably heard of the term fast fashion, which refers to the rapid consumption of short-lived products. There are countless documentaries on unsustainable production and processing methods in the fashion industry, but I won't go into further detail. Let's take a look at the new approach instead. Forest-based bioeconomy obtains raw materials from the forest. This predominantly involves wood production. I want to give an example from Austria. Here in Austria, forests are protected by strict forestry laws. In Austria, for example, no more may be harvested than will grow back. There are, not only in Austria, but also on a global level, various certification models that work in the market and can provide a guideline for consumers. Knowledge about forest management is passed down through generations in Austria and is continuously supplemented by new research results. Currently, for example, there is a great deal of work on the topic of climate-friendly, resilient forests and climate change adaptation. With the Forest Fund, the Austrian federal government recently adopted a comprehensive package of measures worth 350 million euros. How is the raw material wood being produced for sustainable fashion? I am sure that many of you know the answer: through sustainable forest management. From the beginning to the end, which means from natural regeneration or planting to care and harvesting, we ensure that the stock is secure, healthy, has sufficient space to grow, and before or shortly after harvesting, that regeneration is promoted. I'm sure you know for yourselves that this is a cycle. Within the cycle, CO2 is stored in the form of carbon in the wood, protecting the climate and promoting the forest ecosystem. As you can see, the production side of forest-based bioeconomy is something I am very passionate about, and it goes on and on and on. But let's take it a step further instead. If we take a broad look at the subsequent processing, a distinction is made between softwood and hardwood. It is possible to produce cellulose from any wood as a basis for fabrics, for example, viscoses. The industry has developed different specializations in this area. Speaking of specialization, these methods are nothing new. But there is now a great deal of awareness due to sustainability and climate protection and the promotion of bioeconomy, for example, through an increasing international exchange or an exchange within the EU, the Green Deal, the EU bioeconomy strategy, or the development of more and more national bioeconomy strategies. Due to all of this, there is a lot more of impetus or momentum. Further processing operations have become highly efficient and are characterized by continuous research and development work. Not only cellulose is used, but it is possible to use all substances efficiently from wood. Nothing is left to chance. We will see this in greater detail in the following film. The possible applications of forest-based bioeconomy are, of course, not limited to only the fashion industry. The Austrian Forest Fund and the Wood Initiative also include measures to increase the use of wood as raw material, basic material, or building material. This is all bioeconomy. We will look at focuses on education and training in order to develop new production techniques. I would argue that this is the heart of bioeconomy: research and development. This is how new things are invented and can be translated into everyday life. The title of the introduction says "Forests at the Heart of Sustainable Fashion." Now I'm moving on to my core topic I'm very passionate about: raising awareness. Different strategies, research, production, initiatives, and educational formats, and also today's fashion show. What do all these things have in common? They are raising awareness. Just as much as we are raising awareness for women or receiving awareness, bioeconomy is given a stage. In our virtual space, I think there is a great understanding for sustainability and also for sustainable consumption. Talking more about it, especially with people from outside the field, is very important. Communication is key, which I am sure you already know. We can all make a contribution by buying high quality products from sustainable and preferably local production. There is a reason why they call it circular bioeconomy, because it is about a renewable cycle. Maybe think about it the next time you have a piece of clothing in your hand. What does the cycle of this product look like? And then make a decision. Every decision helps. I hope I have managed to give you a little bit of motivation. I have to admit, I already had a sneak preview of what is yet to come. Today we will see a film about students from the fashion school Edensee who are passionate about sustainable fabrics. I think this is also about dreaming. There's a good dose of fantasy mixed with the taste of the forest. But I don't want to give away too much and give back to Hermine. I wish you all a lot of joy and inspiration with the following films. Thank you very much.